Hey there, welcome to Uncomplicate Your Business, a weekly show where I share how you can keep things simple and strategic to create a successful business and life on your terms. I'm your host, Rachel Cook, business growth strategist for women entrepreneurs, and I am so excited about this series I have been sharing over the last few weeks called The Path to Predictable Profits. Predictable profits is really important to me as a business owner, and chances are it is to you as well, because while so many of us start our businesses because we are passionate about this topic, there comes a point where your business needs to take care of you, needs to take care of you and your family, right? Are you with me on this one? That your business actually needs to be paying you each and every month a salary appropriate for a CEO doing the type of work that you're doing? Well, for me, that is such a big priority, especially because I'm the breadwinner for my family. So I've been sharing this path to predictable profits, and we are now on part 6 of this 7-part series. If you've missed any of it, you can head over to my website at rachelcook.com and check up on all of the previous episodes. You can also follow along. I'm streaming both on Instagram Live and Facebook Live. But you can catch up, no worries. If you're on my email list, you will be getting direct links to all of these episodes on this path to predictable profits. But today, I want to talk about something that's really important that a lot of us don't really realize is happening. So let me ask you, have you ever found yourself just hustling in your business? You feel like you're doing all the things to bring clients into your business, but you're just not seeing a steady flow of new potential clients who are ready to work with you. Have you been experiencing that at all? Well, if that has been your experience as an entrepreneur, just inconsistent clients, inconsistent cash flow, you don't really have that clear plan in place to make sure that it's happening, then I want you to keep watching, because today we're going to talk about this major leak that is happening in so many entrepreneurs' businesses. It's a leak that actually prevents those dream clients from becoming paying clients. And the good news is, once you understand what this leak is, it's really easy to fix. It doesn't take more work. And if you know me, you've been following me for a while, you know that I am a fan of not working more. I'm a huge fan of trying to find ways to make the work that you're doing work better for you. So that's what's going to happen when you plug this leak in your business, in your marketing strategy. You're not necessarily working harder. You're mostly making sure that the work you are doing is getting the results you're looking for. So to give you an example of how I started seeing that people were having this leak, I was at an event not too long ago, and everybody got one of those huge Post-it note papers. Do you know what I'm talking about? They look like a flip chart, but it's like a Post-it note, so you can put it on the wall, and everybody was out there brainstorming on this huge Post-it note. And the assignment at this event was to map out your business in the next 12 months. So there was a couple different sections everybody was filling out. They were filling out what they were offering, and a lot of people had a lot of different offers going on, multiple things they wanted to offer and sell, different products, programs, and services. And then they had a section for your marketing plan. Well, I started looking around the room at the marketing plan, and I realized everybody in this room has a leaky business. And here's why. Because their marketing plan was not working together. It was not working together. It was a smattering of tips and tricks and tactics, but it wasn't actually putting the pieces together and making sure they led to your offers. So as I was looking around this room, everybody's mapping out their dream businesses, and I'm seeing things under the marketing section like podcast, email newsletter, ads, and it was just this hodgepodge of tips and tricks and tactics, but nothing was cohesive. And the minute I shared with them a different way to approach this, all the light bulbs went off. All of the people in the room started thinking, oh, now I know how this is all supposed to work together and how I can actually do less of these different marketing activities and start seeing better results. So if you followed me for a while or you've joined me for any of my master classes, there's a chance you've heard me talk about this. There's a chance you've heard me talk about the 5-part marketing strategy. And this is something that I teach all of my clients because it transforms the game and makes sure that you don't have a leaky marketing plan. So like I said, most people, when they sit down to write out a marketing plan, they think about all the activities they need to do. They need to have a newsletter, they need to blog, they need to do a podcast, they need to be on social media, but there's no point of focus. There's no consistency in what they're doing and making sure that it all works together. This strategy fixes that. So this is what I call the 5-part marketing strategy. It is exactly what we teach inside of Sweet Spot Strategy, and this is how I run my business each and every week and month. I'm always thinking about this 5-part marketing strategy. So the 5 pieces of this are attract, engage, nurture, invite, delight. And we're going to break down each of these pieces. But one thing I want you to note here is this is all about making sure that you have a journey that you're taking people on from the moment they first meet you in your business. They first meet you, they first learn about your business, they first learn about your brand. You have a way that you're guiding them towards your offerings. And when you put your marketing activities in each of these 5 parts of this strategy, suddenly things start to work together. So you're going to see me show you exactly how this works today. And you'll also see kind of a little bit about behind the scenes, how I'm actually actively implementing this in my business and examples from some other clients and how it works. So the first stage here is attract. Attract is the first stage, and this is non-negotiable. This is non-negotiable. You have to attract people into your business. The whole mindset of, if I put a website up, people will magically find it. That is not how it works. That is not how any business has or ever will work. Long are the days from when you used to be able to literally hang a shingle and then traffic would magically flood in. We no longer live in that society. If you're a brick and mortar business and you're hanging a shingle and hoping people will magically find you, it doesn't work that way anymore. You're no longer the only business in town. There's a lot more competition, a lot more going on. You have to tell people, you have to get in front of those new audiences. Well, the same thing if you're not a traditional business, if you're not a brick and mortar business. In fact, for me, I'm an online based consultancy. So that means I have to go out into the world and get people to know who I am. So how can you do this? What is this piece of the marketing puzzle looks like? Are you doing these types of attract activities? Attract activities are all about getting in front of audiences who don't know who you are and then sharing with them a bit about who you are and attracting them towards your business. It's literally attracting new people in towards your business. People who don't know who you are, welcoming them through the doors. What does attract marketing look like? It could look like pitching yourself to be interviewed on podcasts, pitching yourself to be interviewed on videos or on teleseminar series or telesummit series. It could look like traditional PR, so trying to get traditional press, like being on TV or being in a magazine. It could look like guest posting. It could also look like strategies like search engine optimization. It could look like things like speaking, public speaking. I happen to love public speaking, so I do a bit of that. It could look like paying for traffic. So the big thing about attract marketing is you're going to either do the things that take time and effort. You're going to pitch the guest posts. You're going to pitch yourself in the media. You're going to pitch yourself for the podcasts. You're going to pitch yourself for speaking gigs, et cetera, so you can get in front of new audiences. So things that take time or things that take money, or you're going to pay for that traffic. Those are the options when it comes to attract marketing. It's either going to take time to get in front of other audiences, or it's going to take money to drive those audiences to you. Now, what do you do once you attract those people into your business? Once you find me via a Facebook ad, and this is a strategy we actively use. So we are actively, let's say, using Facebook ads to get in front of new people. We actually have, and maybe you have seen, maybe you found this Facebook Live show, this weekly show, because we turned it into an ad and put it in front of other audiences. So that's part of our attract strategy. We turn it to an ad, put it in front of other audiences. What happens next? Then we engage. with that particular potential client. This means you're actually welcoming them into your business and getting their contact information so you can continue the conversation. This is essential. This is so essential. There is no business I have ever seen that has done well without a database of potential clients. Now, in my business, this looks like an email address. So that's why after you see the ad showing you my Facebook Live show, my weekly show, you're then invited to take the next step, which is to check out something else I have to offer and join our email list. So for me, it's emails. Now, back in the day before I was 100% online and I was consulting businesses in person, this engaged strategy was a little bit different. It wasn't just an email address. Maybe it was getting their phone number for a complimentary consultation. Maybe it was getting their mailing address so you could mail out. Y'all, this is how long I've been in the consulting world. I literally used to send out little workbooks. People would request a workbook and I would send them out a print workbook and then invite them to the next step. So you have to get their contact information. It could be snail mail, mailing address, could be a phone number, could be email, could be a Skype number. I know some people who ask for WhatsApp, like whichever way you're engaging with people, you're going to continue the conversation. You need to get their contact information because the sale is not happening in step 2. If somebody just found you, they're not ready for a sale. They're ready to learn more, but they're not ready for a sale. And this is where so many businesses go wrong. They try to sell you up front instead of educate you and share more information and make sure that what you have to offer is actually a great next step for them. So we attracted them. Again, I sent you found my show via Facebook ad. Then you might have joined our list by opting in for signing up for a free masterclass or signing up for a free challenge. What comes next is nurture. This is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle. And honestly, this is a piece that a lot of people know about. This is what a lot of entrepreneurs are doing pretty well. They know that they should be sending out a newsletter or an email to keep people up to date about what's going on in their business. But what they don't always do very well, so they do well with the announcement style nurture, but what they don't always do well is nurture in a way that gives those results in advance, that helps people get that little taste of what you have to offer, right? So that's what this Facebook show is about. That's what this weekly podcast is about, this weekly show. I distribute it in many different ways for you guys so that you can get the content the way that you want it. But we show up each and every week and give you a valuable little lesson, a valuable little nugget, answer some questions, give you some real strategies and some real tools that you can then go put in place in your life, in your business, see how it works for you. And if you realize, hey, what Rach is talking about makes sense, then you're probably going to be interested in how to take this further, right? So these first 3 strategies, these first 3 pieces of this customer journey are truly essential to your overall client generating strategy. If you don't have, I'm holding my hands in the wrong place. If you don't have these 3 pieces in place, you don't have something for attract, engage, nurture, you will run out of people to invite into your business. Just matter of numbers. You will run out of people to invite in your business. And one of the things that happens for a lot of us when you get started, you start by inviting people who already know you. So maybe you reach out to your network, you're letting your friends, your family, your colleagues, your former coworkers, your college roommates, like you're letting everybody you know about your business. But there comes a point where you run through that list of, 100 or 200 people, and you need to get in front of new people. If you're running into a dry spell with clients, then the chances are there is a leak in this piece of the puzzle, in the attract, engage, nurture piece of the puzzle. They're missing something here. So I want you to ask yourself, are you doing things each and every month to attract new people into your business? And are you measuring that? Are you actually measuring the effectiveness of it? So we are constantly looking at, what do we need to do to attract new people into our business? Do we need to run Facebook ads? Do I need to pitch myself for some podcast interviews, which is another thing I love to do? Do I need to do some guest speaking? Who should I be guest speaking for or guest teaching for? How do I pitch that? So that all falls under the attract piece. How many people am I engaging? Are you counting and tracking how many new people, how many new inquiries you have into your business. If you're not keeping track, it's very difficult to tell. Engage is one of the numbers, the things you can actually measure and tell if your attract marketing is doing a good job. So you can go out there and run tons of Facebook ads, but if people aren't actually signing up and joining your email list, you don't know if those ads are working or if you're offering something people want. You can do a ton of guest posting, but if those guest posts aren't turning into people, raising their hand and saying, hey, I want to learn more from you, let me get on your email list, then that guest post did not work out very well. The attract marketing didn't work out very well. So these two tend to be areas where a lot of people either forget about, they don't have a system in place to do these two pieces, the attract and the engage, or they're not doing them enough. They're not doing them enough. So attract and engage is one of those things where you have to do it each and every month. You don't get to opt out of this, because what will happen, you will throw yourself in the feast or famine cycle. If you're not constantly attracting, not constantly getting new eyeballs on your business, then you're putting yourself in the situation where it will be crunch time and you will have to go out there and hustle up new clients very, very quickly. I can tell you from experience, it is so nice to open enrollment for your program or to invite people to work with you one-on-one and have those spots filled very, very quickly because they have been waiting. They're there. They already know who you are. They know, like, and trust you. So is that gap happening for you in the attract and engage? Are you doing things on a monthly basis? If you are at the point where you are not getting enough clients in your business, this is the first leak I look for, is, are you attracting enough people into your business? Are you doing attract marketing? And are you doing effective attract marketing by tracking how many people you're engaging? Now, the next piece of it is nurture. Attract, engage, nurture. And like I said, nurture is what a lot of people do already. You know you should be emailing your database of potential clients. You know you should be contacting them and letting them know what's up. But you don't just want it to be like an announcement. I get announcements from my kids' school and it's not very inspiring or motivating. Like, we don't want an update from you. We want content from you. We want something useful and helpful. So depending on your business, in my world, it's teaching like this. For some people, it might be inspiring people. So it might be offering some content that is inspiring or motivational. I follow a lot of people who are great at this because they are mavens and they absolutely love, like, firing people up and, getting people focused on new things. It could be teaching a how-to. It could be showing a tutorial of how to do something, like a recipe or an exercise plan or something like that. It could be giving some coaching or, showing how you get somebody through this process. It could be showing before and afters. Like, there's so many ways you create nurture content that builds that know, like, and trust. And the key with this, and I mentioned this in a previous episode in this series, is it has to be consistent. It has to be consistent. So you have to make sure you're showing up for your community each and every week. And the only people I give a pass to, who I don't think need to do it weekly, are usually in a completely different business model. They're usually going to be like a brick and mortar, let's say, yoga studio or a boutique fitness studio, and their people are seeing them already. They might not need like a weekly newsletter, but they still need to have a game plan for how they're going to connect with their people on a regular basis and encourage them, inspire them, educate them so they are ready for the next step. Now, what is that next step? It is invite. This is the sales step. This is where, you actually take all these people, you've attracted them into your business, they've raised their hand by giving you their contact information, you've continued to build the relationship by giving them great content, answering some questions, providing value in advance so that they know, like, and trust you. Now you're ready to invite them into your business. So, are you inviting people into your business on a regular basis? Are you inviting people into your business? This is so important because I often see for a lot of people where they actually forget. They forget to extend the invitation. And then they're wondering why all these people, they're doing all this list building, or they're doing all these events, they're hosting all these free workshops, they're having all these calls, but they don't have a real plan to invite people into their business, to invite them to take the next step. Well, here's what I can share with you. Of over 10 years in business, people need the call to action. They need to know what you have to offer. In fact, I cannot name a time where I've had some of my favorite clients, they have come because we actively said, we are now enrolling for Sweet Spot Strategy, or because we actively said out to our audience, we have X number of spots available for one-on-one coaching. They may not have even known you offered that until you let them know and you invite them to take that next step. So do you have a real plan to invite people to work with you? A real plan, which means this month I am filling this product, program, or service. Here's how I'm enrolling them. I'm enrolling them through one-on-one conversations, or I'm enrolling them through hosting a masterclass or a webinar or a challenge or just an email campaign. That is a real invitation strategy. And then finally, once you invite people into your business, is delight. Now, again, this is a super overlooked strategy. It's a pet peeve of mine that more people who are out there talking about marketing and sales and entrepreneurship, they just don't talk about taking care of your dream clients once they become paying clients. But I am here to tell you that if you can build a solid client base of people who continue to come back and who want more, who want to continue buying from you, that is a game changer. And it happens when you have a plan to delight them. And this is more than just giving them what they signed up for. This is a plan to make sure that their experience is incredible, that you really go the extra mile for your clients. And when you do this, when you have an experience designed to surprise and delight your clients, they get better results because they're super engaged and excited about what work you're doing together. That's important, right? If your clients aren't getting results, the rest of this doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to be able to sell anything if you can't prove you can get results for people. So your clients get better results when you have a plan to delight them. They also give you referrals. Referrals are huge. And even I love referrals. My business still gets referrals all the time. And we're always letting our clients know, we are getting ready to open this. If you have a friend you know would benefit, we would love to chat with them. Referrals are huge. Then your clients are doing the marketing for you. And it's stronger marketing because they know, like, and trust their friend. So referrals are huge. And they also come back for repeat business. Repeat business is so powerful if you don't want to constantly be hustling for new clients. When you have a next step or they can re-engage and work with you, you build a client base that will grow your business right there alongside of you. So instead of constantly hustling to find the next new client, create a delight plan so that you can continue serving your existing clients and continue having them hire you over and over and over again. So I hope once you see all these different pieces of this 5-part marketing strategy, again, it's attract, engage, nurture, invite, delight. You can now ask yourself, is there a gap? Is there a leak in my existing strategy that is keeping potential clients from becoming happily paying clients? Am I doing enough attract marketing? Am I pitching myself for podcasts or guest posts or whatever strategy fits you best? Are you doing enough of that? Are you getting enough new potential clients raising their hand and contacting you, giving you their contact information? It could be, again, phone number, email address, however you connect with and contact and talk with those people. Are they actually reaching out and doing it? Is this something you can measure? The engage is the one thing you can measure to see the effectiveness of your attract and engage strategy. Okay. You can measure it and track it and see how you're doing. Are you showing up consistently for your dream clients? Are you doing the nurture marketing in a way that gives them a preview of how you work, what you do, the results you can deliver? Are you providing value? Are you getting them those small wins? Are you showing up for them on a consistent basis? And consistent for you might look different than consistent for me. Consistent for me looks like a weekly show. A weekly show, I show up live for you every single week, and then we put it out on the podcast and on the blog. For you, it might mean every other week you're doing something live. or you're sending out a newsletter, or you're writing a blog. But you have to have a nurture strategy and be consistent with it. Are you inviting people to take that next step with you? If you're leaving them to guess about how they can work with you, they're just not going to guess. This is not how it works. You have to tell them how they can work with you and what you have available for them to take the next step with. You have to tell them how that works. You have to make the invitation very clear and not make it confusing for people. And finally, are you surprising and delighting the people who've already signed up to pay with you? Because if you're not, you're missing out on amazing rave reviews, amazing referrals, and repeat business from the client that you can tell you've already spent so much time and energy trying to attract, engage, nurture, and invite each new client. It's so much easier to just take care of those existing clients and deliver them incredible value and help them get where they want to go. And you don't have to work so hard to keep them. So I'd love to hear from you. Are you seeing a gap in your overall marketing strategy? If you are, what gap do you need to close next? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what gap you need to take care of so that you can start getting more of those potential clients to become actual paying clients. And if you liked this episode of Uncomplicate Your Business and you are starting to see the pieces of the puzzle from this entire series, The Path to Predictable Profits, I want to invite you to join me for this free masterclass. 3 essential strategies to design a predictably profitable business. You can check it out at yoursweetspotstrategy.com. It's an absolutely free masterclass to help take you through the exact systems that I teach my clients to help them design a predictably profitable business that is bringing in the consistent clients and cash flow of 5, 10, and 15K, even higher months in their business. It's not about working harder. It really is not about working harder. It is about working smarter and making sure that the activity you are doing, all the work you're doing, is working together and getting the most impact, the biggest result in your business for the least amount of effort. That's how you start working smarter, not harder. So I hope you liked today's episode. I want to hear from you. I want to hear any questions or comments you have, and I will swing back through the comment section to answer them. But thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. Don't forget that we have another episode, the final episode in the series, The Path to Predictable Profits, coming up in just a couple of days. And we're going to be talking about how to actually put together your predictable profits plan. Can't wait to see you there, and I hope you have a great one.